G'day folks, Andy here from McDowall Manor. Thought I'd do a quick walk around the patch because I haven't done it for a while. This is out the front, looking back towards the road this time. Normally I come in from the road. That's a little eggplant there, a couple of little flower things going quite nicely. I've got a sneaking suspicion that stuff's self-seeded rocket. I'll be interested to see. I'm pretty confident that it is. Oh, there's Bob being a guard dog. Now it's as hot as Hades over here. The rose garden's been producing quite nicely. I don't know if you can see it, but my little mulberry, which is just behind that black stump there, it's going quite well. As opposed to the orange beside Orpheus with the tag there, it's going downhill. Every citrus I put out here goes downhill. What is going remarkably well is a patch of sugar cane. That's about as tall as me now, so it's doing well. That's the building site garden. Got a couple of pawpaws. See one poking up from behind the garage there. I think you can probably see it. And there's a littler one on the corner there. They're doing quite well. They're self-seeded. The alfresco dining's going quite well. Rossie's rose garden's been throwing us a lot of flowers. Not that you can tell today, that'd be right, wouldn't it? My little beehive out the front here is going quite well. The salvias are flowering away. It's as hot as, I think I mentioned, it's as hot as Hades here. We're having trouble keeping the water up. Nothing much has changed with the kumquats. They're still a bit straggly. It's obviously out of kumquat season now. I'm just struggling to keep them going in all this heat, quite frankly. So yeah, it's more of the same out here. Probably less flowers than you saw last time, but that's okay. Japanese garden's going alright. It's actually going better than alright. Rossie's had a beautiful orchid display out there. And in typical fashion, there's only a bloody few out today, but anyway, take my word for it. It's been flowering on both sides, really nice. Bill's yard's going quite well. That little pot over there's got a lot of Madagascar beans in it. I'm waiting to see how they go. The ruby grapefruit's doing extremely well. That's gooseberry and tomato in the front there. Been getting a lot of tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes, but even they're getting hammered by fruit fly at the moment. We're absolutely getting massacred because it's so hot. Losing capsicums. They're even picking off chilies faster than I can pick them, the buggers. The grape and loganberry have retreated back to doing nothing. A couple of little mandarins on my mandarin tree. The poor old lime that I moved from out the front hasn't come back yet, but he's not dead. He's struggling on. I can tell he's got green bits. The lemonade tree is starting to produce its fruit. Will be ready pretty soon, I think. That funny looking thing in a pot over there, that's an arrowroot. So I think it's a September pick. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, the lemon has been getting hammered by leaf miners. So he's doing nothing. The fig's doing bloody nothing. But I've given him some trace elements today. He's had some blood and bone, so I've covered the N and the P. Probably even the K, quite frankly, but anyway. The kangkong is beside it there. It's doing alright. And on the other side I've cut back the gooseberry. Remember that was way over top of the bloody pizza oven last time you saw it. He's been cut back. That was the quail. The arbor and roses continue to do just exceptionally. It's amazing. What do we got over here? My basil in the dirt patch is going extremely well. That plant behind, that big green mass of stuff behind the feijoa, which is there, that's Egyptian spinach. It grows quicker than I can harvest it. Believe it or not, I harvested that yesterday and made a truckload of pesto out of that. Unbelievable. So that was the little fella that I was worried about dying behind that curry bush there. He's obviously come back, and in a minute I'll remember the name of that fruit, because for the life of me I just can't think of it. It'll be the pomegranate, stupid. Oh yeah, the pomegranate, that's right. The root patch, which is a wicking bed, my only wicking bed, is going extremely well. This big thing here, that's yacon or Peruvian ground apple. And the other leaves you can see is sweet potato. Now I've had so much of that Egyptian spinach, I haven't even bothered to harvest the leaves off the sweet potato for that. But anyway, the girls are doing quite well. I don't know if you can see them behind the wire, they're in there. I'm getting 3 eggs a day on average. 4 chickens, that's pretty good going, I reckon. So I added to the quails, we've got 3 females and 1 male now. They're producing on average pretty much 3 eggs a day actually, which I've been eating rather than incubating because the incubator's already running from last time, so I'll have to wait till they're finished. So at 3 a day, if you can store them for 5 days, that'll mean I'm incubating probably 15 eggs next time, which is pretty good going, I reckon. Using a bit of the duckweed and that water fern lately, giving it to the chickens. It's good in the heat, I find. They quite like it because I don't bother drying it much. I just chuck it into them and they have a pick at it. Have a look at this, will you? Just growing in the crack in the concrete. That's a lettuce variety, self-seeded lettuce variety. Now that's bigger than my fist. Unbelievable. The aquaponics bed is going extremely well. Got a ton of kangkong and stuff in there. I'm not even getting to harvest the kangkong. Most of that's going to the chickens, quite honestly. Lots of mint, which you have to watch out for if you put in your aquaponics because the roots will block up your outpipe. I found that out the hard way. That basil right there was planted the same time as the one I showed you in the dirt patch. There's no comparison. The dirt patch one is light years ahead. So I'm going to add some chelated iron and probably some trace elements. I'll sneak that into the beds as with these grow beds as well. I think that's rice paddy herb. That's what that is. It's going nuts, which is great. It goes in a lot of our salads. So finally, the little dog's yard. It's a rose I got from a friend of mine, Diane, in Brisbane Local Food. It's actually flowered, Diane. It's a nice pretty little pink one. She's obviously standardised that, done a marvellous job. More Madagascar beans, some lilies, parsley. That cranberry hibiscus is going extremely well. Keep it cut right back and let me say if you've got one you need to do that. The sweet leaf, he's gone exceptionally well. I use him a lot in my pesto. It's coming winter, so he'll slow down pretty soon. I've got a bush basil. Now that's a bush basil, which has gone nuts. It's 4 foot high. I've got some more tomatoes and stuff in the back with all that greenery, which is the passion fruit mostly. A few ornamentals around the place. You can see there's passion fruit everywhere. That plant's ginger. It seems to be going pretty well. I haven't bothered with too much with my vertical gardens because as you can see they get covered in passion fruit, so I'll wait until the passion fruit dies back. Geez, we've got some passion fruit, good eating. The lemon, it's looking crap, but we'll give him a fertilise up. A bit of love and attention and he'll be back. He's actually still fruiting. More ginger beside it there. Another empty bed, vertical bed. Ooh, look at that, there's a little tomato. Now I've got to pick them at this size. And let's have a look. No, I think that one's alright. If I leave it any later than that, it will invariably be stung. There's my turmeric there. If I get as good a crop out of this lot as I got last time, that'll see me through the whole year. It did last time. We've got ornamentals. Like I say, there is quite a few tomatoes. Hopefully you'll be able to see some in there that are hidden around the place. Over here in come summer, aside from dying in the heat, it's not dying in the heat. If it's cool enough to just not kill things, it all goes nuts, especially when it rains. You can see that, look at it, bloody ornamentals, rosin or ornamentals. There's more tomatoes there. That's beetle, which is a green. Haven't even been using that in my pesto because I've got too much of the Egyptian spinach. I think that's oregano. There's my rosemary's doing beautifully. There's a pup on the banana. The banana's going great guns. It's way taller than me now. It'd have to be 7 foot. That was the score. There's my lemongrass is also going well. I'm going to have to cut that back and harvest a bit of that pretty soon. There we go. Behind it we've got my chilies. Like I said before, they're proving to be a real challenge. If I don't get those chilies off fast, they're just stung and they fall on the ground and come to no avail. The old silver beet's done well, I've got to say. Put another little pomegranate in the back here, he's going well. And as you can see, that's all passion fruit vine, just going nuts, climbing across the fence as it's wont to do. So as promised folks, that was hopefully a pretty quick look at the patch. Certainly doing very well with passion fruit, greens. We've got truckloads of greens. Tomatoes are doing well if I can get them early enough. Chilies are doing very well if I can get them early enough. That seems to be my catch cry in the patch at this time of year. But having said that, 3 weeks it's supposed to cool down, so let's hope. Hopefully by the way you're getting the glare as it swaps from the shade to the sun, because it really is hot and it's very bright, and you know, typical stark hot Queensland conditions at the moment. Have a look at these crazy two, will you? They do this all day, they love it. Chase each other around and scruff and wrestle. Funny buggers they are. You'd swear they were killing each other, wouldn't you? There's quail eggs for anyone who hasn't seen them. They're all quite distinctive. You get to learn pretty quick which quail's laying which eggs. That's 2 days worth. 7 quail eggs in 2 days. Not a bad haul. And I'll just briefly put a little picture up of how I cooked these last time I ate them as Scotch quail eggs. Alright, you all have a good weekend for me, or a good day, no matter what day you see this on, eh? Catch ya!